Steve Moran here with Hoyle Koontz. And Hoyle is the founder of a company called Vectre that has some amazing technology that helps senior living operators sell better or faster. But before we tell you about it, he's got an amazing, remarkable success story. And so, Hoyle, let's start with your story and then we'll dig into what you do.
Sure. Well, the success story is truly about, what we've experienced over the last, 14, 15 months. And that obviously is this COVID pandemic that we've all been dealing with. And, that's put an impact on everyone in the senior living space. But we've had some success stories come out of that. And I think one of those is with a client that we've worked with down in Florida near the Villages, in that highly competitive senior living market space where, there are 20 plus communities within an 11-mile radius of this particular community. So, tons of competition already, but we employed our YourTour platform for this particular community that was under construction. And we started with those folks in October of last year, right in the heart of the pandemic. And they started an ambassador deposit program to begin to, kind of get the momentum going and start the pre-leasing space, or effort here in the spring to open in August. So between October and March of October of last year and March of this year, we helped them secure 80 deposits.
October, November, December, January.
Let's call it 6 months, right?
6 months, 80 deposits. That is really cool. Okay.
Yeah, and we're really proud of that. Obviously, things had to move virtually, and being able to give those folks the ability to sell in a very obviously competitive market space, but even compounded by the pandemic. Obviously, we're really proud of that success.
Yeah, that's huge. So let's back up a little bit. What problem do you solve?
We help communities with the sales enablement component of this very emotional, very challenging senior living sales effort. And we do that in a number of ways. First and foremost, the YourTour platform is built utilizing an interactive map of the community. So, this concept of virtual tour meets very tactical sales efforts with regard to, investigating what floor plan may be right for this prospect, or what lifestyle amenities really drive this particular prospect's lifestyle choices. So how can we meet the prospect where they are with regard to the value proposition that our community provides to prospects, and aligning those two in a very personalized fashion?
So ultimately, what you're attempting to do is I think I understand, is really two things. The first is to accelerate the sales process, right?
Absolutely. Shortly, what we call the vector, that conversion path between visitor and resident. Absolutely.
And the other is to create a more personalized experience for prospects, meaning that they're going to be more likely to buy your community rather than somebody else's, or not buy anything at all.
Correct. I think a couple of things. Number one, it helps the community make the best first impression. And I think, if we look at all of the statistics that we've seen based on the pandemic, we've all been given this little nudge with regard to technology adoption, and no more so than our particular prospects. There's a recent AARP study that suggested, technology adoption for folks 70 and older has really occurred over the pandemic, and it's something that we've all seen. They're ordering groceries online now. They're using Zoom to visit with friends and loved ones. So we all know that that technology adoption has occurred. Now it's time to evolve our sales process and meet them where they are. They're ready to accept these more personalized experiences to drive the value of our community's home and allow them to evaluate this dynamic more quickly.
So two other things I want to talk about. The first is, and I think this is really critical, is that more and more communities are opening up for in-person tours. Does that take away the need for your platform and virtual tours?
Definitely not. Definitely not. And I think a lot of folks, kind of in the outset of the pandemic, kind of went to this concept of the virtual tour and may have said, okay, we now have a virtual tour in place, we'll call it good. I think we need to be careful there because, virtual tours, and again, I've actually shot virtual tours for a lot of my life. Virtual tours are wonderful marketing tools. Those should have already been on websites. The effort that we're doing with YourTour is again around that personalization of the component. So we're allowing communities to really dive in to look at residential elements of the community and amenities that we're showcasing, utilizing virtual tours, using photography, using video, even using 3D visualization in many circumstances where communities are building from the ground up and need to be able to showcase the vision of what's to come. So there's a lot of elements that we can bring into play to help those communities really showcase themselves in advance of what many kind of call the Super Bowl, which is that in-person tour. So we think we can make the in-person tour actually mean way more and become much more relevant with the YourTour platform in between that inquiry, that initial inquiry, and the tour itself.
That is great. So there's one more thing that I really love about the platform a bunch, and that's that you can take video and embed it in the platform so that, as we talked about it before, if I think I've got this right, if I were a salesperson and I were touring a prospect through and the community had the apartment they were looking at had a really cool view, I could actually walk them on the platform to the window and show them what they'd see, right? Is that
yeah? I mean, absolutely. Show them what the view would look like out there, out there off of their balcony or from their patio, and for that matter, show them exactly what this apartment looks like, to allow them to see what that apartment or that cottage home might look like. And doing that in a very rich, very vibrant, image-based storytelling component there that allows them again to evaluate this entire dynamic much more quickly.
Cool. Well, this is so cool. What a great tool. The opportunities right now for senior living communities to maximize the potential with their prospects with technology like this is just huge. So if people would like to find out more about what you're doing, where do they go?
Yeah, sure. The Vectre, VECTRE.com. So thevectre.com. Or you can certainly reach us on LinkedIn, a number of locations, obviously, on the web, but certainly thevectre.com is the best place to learn much more about our company and the YourTour platform.
So I highly recommend you take a look at this. I think it can accelerate your marketing efforts, your sales efforts, really. And we will put the link. You'll find the link below this video so you can check it out.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.